policy strategist, a Rise News analyst, and founder and executive director of Agora Policy, Waziri Adio, is here. Thank you very much indeed, Waziri. Good to have you back.
Thank you. Good to be here.
I don't know if you heard Victor Aluko of INEC. He was brimming with confidence. Perhaps that's an exaggeration, but he seemed pretty confident that they were going to get everything in place. Did you share in that confidence?
Well, I think it's good for him to be confident. If he's not, then we should worry. But in terms of how that comes across, I want to give INEC the benefit of the doubt. I think over time they've tried to improve on their record, and the only thing now is that they've introduced certain things, especially with the new Electoral Act, and we need to see how that works out. The BVAS is a new thing, which is an improvement on what we used to have before. So that means in terms of the accreditation, it's not just the fingerprint, and you are not just relying on if the fingerprint fails, you resort to incidence form. Now it's fingerprint and facial recognition, which is a real mark of progress. And beyond that, also that the results can be transmitted electronically to the INEC election viewing portal. So which is also good. And like you mentioned, it's not data that it's not figures that they are transmitting. Is the form EC8A. Is the result of the election at the polling unit, which will be signed by all the agents, right? So it's not just the polling officer that is just doing his own stuff. They will record what the different parties have scored. Then the agents will sign. Then you are going to upload that through the BVAS. The only issue I have with that is that yes, it's something that is comforting. But I would appreciate if INEC could go a bit further, because what you have is that you're going to have results from 176,000 plus polling units, and each of them will come as PDF, right? So you can't even have a comprehensive figure of what has happened in a particular local government, except you extract and you put on a spreadsheet and you start to calculate. But I think it's an improvement, and there's also something that he said, which is that it's not just INEC. It's all of us.
Is that the point where it could be manipulated, that extraction?
I don't think so.
And then when you take out those figures and put them somewhere?
No. Let's look at what we used to have before. You have the paper, just the physical thing. You have the form EC8A, which they will now take with the collation center, right? Then the agents will have their own copy. Right. So what will happen is that as INEC is uploading that to his IREF, the INEC Results Viewing Center, a portal rather, the parties also have their own copies, which they will also be feeding into their own situation rooms. So the only thing I'm saying is that as a citizen, as somebody that is not part of any of the situation rooms, if I want to keep a track of what is going on across the country, it's a laborious process for me. But the physical paper will be there, the one that is uploaded will be there, and all the parties will also have their own records. So I think it will be very difficult. Not that people will not make the attempt, but it will be difficult, to try and manipulate things this time around.
Right. Okay. And let me ask you. Let's move away from that and go to the other big topic that we had earlier, which is this new CBN measures that are being put in place. Part of it, of course, when you link it to all the other things they've done recently, is to limit corruption, vote buying, and all the rest of it. Is it your sense that it'll succeed in doing that?
Well, I want to take it in a different way. I want to look at this simply as a monetary policy matter, right? It can help. It can have some other impact, but I think we should judge this on the basis of, what is within the remit of the CBN, which is in managing, cash in the economy, controlling inflation, and all of that. I think is a well-intended intervention to move towards cashless program, economy rather. But at the same time, I also worry about the suddenness of it. You want to do this in a month's time, and you are thinking about a country as big and as diverse as Nigeria is. And also, in terms of how many people have said so many things about, oh, this is intended to do this is intended to do that. We have not heard from CBN itself. So this is something that is so consequential that you need to prepare
you need education.
Yeah, you need
basically
to prepare the ground.
Right.
You need people to be aware. You need people to know how to affect them. You need to give them confidence that this will not adversely affect them. Right. So it's not just something that you do just because you have the power to do it or because it's your responsibility to do it. Because there will be consequences, and sometimes unforeseen, unintended consequences. But in terms of whether this is something that should check corruption or that should check vote buying, I don't think that we should be assigning responsibility that is not for an agency to it. I don't think CBN should be bothered about vote buying. They should concentrate on monetary policy. That's their remit.
Okay. I want to thank you, Waziri, as always. Waziri Adio is the policy strategist, Arise News analyst, and founder and executive director of Agora Policy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's it for this edition of Arise Prime Time. Join us again tomorrow. From me and the entire team here in Abuja and London, bye-bye, and thank you for watching.